This is the fourth module of the fourth chapter on nilpotent and solvable groups. In the previous modules, we have seen that every nilpotent group is solvable. Of course, every abelian group is solvable. Thus, the class of all solvable groups is large. Burnside proved that every finite group of order of the form p to the power m into q to the power n, where p, q are primes, are solvable. In a different direction, George Frobenius proved that every finite group of square-free order is solvable. Fate and Thomson proved the conjecture made by Burnside, which states that every finite non-abelian simple group is of even order. Thomson went on to classify all groups in which every proper subgroup is solvable and played an important role to classify all finite simple groups. Thomson was awarded Fields Medal and Abel Prize. This is not the place to give detailed account of the works of Fate and Thomson. Here we wish to give only an introductory exposition on the composition series of a group and prove the celebrated Jordan-Holder theorem. Now, let me give the definition of a composition series. Let G be a group, a chain of subgroups. G equal to H0 contains H1 contains and so on, Hn equal to trivial subgroup E of G is called a subnormal series if each Hi is normal in Hi minus 1. A subnormal series is said to be a composition series if each Hi is a maximal normal subgroup of Hi minus 1. The quotient groups Hi minus 1 by Hi, note that since Hi is normal in Hi minus 1, the quotient group Hi minus 1 by Hi is well defined. These quotient groups are called the factors of the chain, and the number of proper inclusions in the above chain is called the length of the chain. Thus, the length of a composition series G equal to H0 contains H1 and so on is n. Also note that every factor of a composition series is a simple group. The last statement follows from the correspondence theorem. Recall the correspondence theorem, which gives the form of the subgroups of a quotient group, say H by K. Recall that a subgroup of H by K is of the form H dashed by K, where H dashed is a subgroup of H which contains K, and H dashed is normal in H if and only if the quotient subgroup H dashed by K is a normal subgroup of H by K. And thus it follows that since Hi is maximal in Hi minus 1, so Hi minus 1 by Hi cannot have any non-trivial proper normal subgroup, and hence it is a simple group. Now, I give you an example of a composition series. Consider the group of all integers modulo 12 with respect to addition. Since this is a commutative group, so all subgroups are normal. So, to construct a composition series, it suffices to ensure maximality of Hi as a subgroup of Hi minus 1. Because of the commutativity, here we need not bother anything about normality. Thus, both Z12 containing the subgroup generated by box 3, which contains the subgroup generated by box 6, which contains the trivial subgroup, and the chain Z12 containing the subgroup generated by box 2, containing the subgroup generated by box 6, which contains the trivial subgroup, are composition series of Z12. Also note that if we consider the symmetric group S4, then S4 contains the subgroup of 4 elements, namely E, and the product of the transpositions 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 3, 2, 4 and 1, 4, 2, 3, which contains the subgroup containing E and the product of the transpositions 1, 2, 3, 4, which contains the trivial subgroup E, is a composition series of S4. Now, I introduce a new concept, namely refinement of a subnormal series. Since our goal in this module is to prove Jordan-Holder theorem, which states that any two composition series of a group are equivalent. So, here we want to characterize mainly the composition series, in which by definition Hi becomes maximal in Hi minus 1. So, if Hi is not maximal in Hi minus 1 as a normal subgroup, so there must be some normal subgroup H of Hi minus 1 which will contain Hi. Thus, we can insert a subgroup H between Hi and Hi minus 1, and we call this new chain of subgroups a refinement of the previous one. And if we insert only one such subgroup, then this will be said one step refinement of the given series. A refinement of a subnormal series is a new subnormal series which is obtained by a finite sequence of one step refinements of the given subnormal series. And a refinement of a given subnormal series is said to be a proper refinement if there exists at least one new subgroup. To make the concept familiar, let me give some examples of refinement. Consider the subnormal series Z containing 6Z, containing 12Z, containing 48Z, containing 0 of Z. Note that 24Z is a subgroup of 12Z as well as 24Z contains 48Z as a subgroup. Thus, we can refine this series by inserting 24Z between 12Z and 48Z. And since we are inserting only one subgroup to the given subnormal series, this refinement is a one-step refinement of the above series. By the definition of composition series, every Hi is maximal normal subgroup of Hi minus 1, and hence we cannot introduce or insert a subgroup between Hi and Hi minus 1 which is distinct from both Hi and Hi minus 1. Thus, it is clear to us that if a given subnormal series is a composition series, this cannot be refined properly. So, we have a result. Let G be a non-trivial group, then a subnormal series of G is a composition series if and only if it has no proper refinement. Let us consider a subnormal series G equal to H0 contains H1 contains so on Hn equal to the trivial subgroup E, and assume that this is a composition series of G, and if possible, on the contrary, G equal to H0 containing H1 and so on, Hi minus 1 containing H containing Hi and so on. That is, we insert a subgroup H between Hi and Hi minus 1, and such a one step refinement is possible. Since the given series numbering 0 2 is a composition series, so Hi is a maximal normal subgroup of Hi minus 1, and it follows that either H must be equal to Hi or H is equal to Hi minus 1. Hence, it follows that the series 0.2 has no proper refinement. Conversely, assume that 0.3 is a subnormal series which has no proper refinements. If possible, on the contrary, 0.3 is not a composition series. Then there is some I between 1 and n such that Hi is not a maximal normal subgroup of Hi minus 1, and hence Hi minus 1 has a proper normal subgroup H such that Hi is properly contained in H. Since Hi is normal subgroup of Hi minus 1 and H is a subset Hi minus 1, so Hi is normal in H. Hence, the refinement of 0.3, namely G equal to H0 containing H1 and so on, Hi minus 1 containing H containing Hi, is a proper refinement of 0.3, because here the new subgroup H is neither equal to Hi nor equal to Hi minus 1, and thus it is a proper refinement of 0.3, which contradicts our hypothesis that 0.3 has no proper refinements. And this contradiction arises because of our assumption that 0.3 is not a composition series. Hence, it follows that 0.3 is a composition series. Thus, we see that if a given subnormal series is a composition series, then further proper refinements is not possible. Hence, we are at a position to introduce a notion of uniqueness of composition series. In mathematics, every notion of uniqueness is directly related to the notion of equality. And as you know, in most of the cases, it is not possible to get equality as we want. And in such situations, usually we introduce some kind of equivalence. For example, isomorphism of groups, homeomorphism of topological spaces, etc. Here we introduce equivalence of composition series. Two subnormal series of a group G, namely G equal to H0 containing H1 and so on, and G equal to K0 containing K1 and so on, are said to be equivalent if there is a one-to-one correspondence between the non-trivial factors of these two series such that the corresponding factors are isomorphic. You should note that since our motivation is to characterize equivalence of composition series, so the factors of the series becomes important. That is, if a subnormal series, say 0.4, is not a composition series, then we have the scope to refine further. And it is important how many times it can be refined further, and which depends completely on the factors of this series. In other words, how many normal subgroups of a given factor, say hi minus 1 by hi, possess is directly related to the number of steps of refinements between hi minus 1 and hi. Note that lengths of two equivalent subnormal series are the same. Let us consider these two subnormal series of the group Z. Our first series is Z containing 3Z, containing 6Z, containing 30Z, containing the trivial subgroup 0. And the second series is Z containing 2Z, containing 10Z, containing 30Z, containing the trivial subgroup 0. The subgroups in this series are different, but if we consider their factors, then the factors of the first series are Z by 3Z, 3Z by 6Z, 6Z by 30Z, 30Z by 0. As we know, Z by 3Z is isomorphic to Z3, 3Z by 6Z is isomorphic to Z2, 6Z by 30Z is isomorphic to Z5, and 30Z by 0 is isomorphic to 30Z, which is again isomorphic to Z. Similarly, the factors of the second series are Z by 2Z, which is isomorphic to Z2, 2Z by 10Z, which is isomorphic to Z5, 10Z by 30Z, which is isomorphic to Z3, and 30Z by 0, which is isomorphic to Z. Thus, we see that there is a one-to-one correspondence between the factors of these two series such that the corresponding factors are isomorphic. For example, we can correspond the factor Z by 3Z of the first series with the factor 10Z by 30Z of the second series. Both these factors are isomorphic because they are isomorphic to Z3. Similarly, the factor 3z by 6z of the first series correspond to the factor z by 2z of the second series. These two factors are isomorphic because they both are isomorphic to z2 and so on. Hence, according to our definition, we can say that these two series are equivalent. Now, we prove the main theorem of this module. Before going to the main theorem, we need to prove some auxiliary results. Our first result is Jassenhaus lemma. This lemma states that let H, K, H dash and K dash be four subgroups of a group G such that H dash is a normal subgroup of H and K dash is a normal subgroup of K. Then H dash into H intersection K dash is a normal subgroup of H dash into H intersection K and K dash into H dash intersection K is a normal subgroup of K dash into H intersection K. Moreover, the quotient group H dash into H intersection K by H dash into H intersection K dash is isomorphic to K dash into H intersection K by K dash into H dash intersection K. Now to prove this result. Since H dash and K dash are normal subgroups of H and K respectively, so both H dash intersection K and H intersection K dash are normal subgroups of H intersection K. And since these two subgroups are normal subgroups of H intersection K, so their product, which we denote here by J, is a normal subgroup of H intersection K. Here actually we first establish that our quotient group on the left hand side, that is H dash into H intersection K by H dash into H intersection K dash is isomorphic to the quotient group H intersection K by J, and by symmetry it will follow that the quotient group on the right hand side is also isomorphic to the quotient group H intersection K by J, and thus their isomorphism will follow. So, and we will prove that H dash into H intersection K by H dash into H intersection K dash is isomorphic to H intersection K by J by the first isomorphism theorem. And so, we first define a mapping from H dash into H intersection K onto H intersection K by J. Let us define F from H dash into H intersection K to H intersection K by J by F of H dash x is equal to xj, where H dash belongs to H dash and x belongs to H intersection K. First note that the elements of H dash into H intersection K is of the form H dash into x, but this presentation is not unique, and hence first of all we need to ensure that the mapping as we have defined here, this F is well defined. Let A equal to h1 dash x and B equal to h2 dash y, where h1 dash, h2 dash are elements of h dash and xy are elements of h intersection k. Then A equal to B implies that x y inverse equal to h1 dash inverse h2 dash. Since x and y are elements of h intersection k, so x y inverse is an element of h intersection k, whereas h1 dash inverse into h2 dash is an element of h dash. Thus, this is an element of h dash intersection h intersection k. Since h dash is a subgroup of h, so this is actually equal to h dash intersection k, which is again a subgroup of j. Thus, we get x y inverse belongs to j, which implies that jx equal to jy, which implies that xj equal to yj, since j is normal in x in h intersection k. This implies that fa equal to fb. Thus, we see that a equal to b implies fa equal to fb, and hence f is well defined. Since h dash is normal in h, so x h2 dash x inverse belongs to h dash, and h dash equal to h1 dash into x h2 dash x inverse, being a product of two elements of h dash, is an element of h dash. And it follows that AB is equal to h1 dash x, h2 dash y is equal to h dash xy. And from the definition of f, we get FAB equal to xyj equal to xj yj, which is equal to FA into FB. Thus, F becomes a homomorphism. Also, it follows from the definition of F that F is onto, and it is easy to check that kernel of F is equal to h dash into h intersection k dash. Hence, by the first isomorphism theorem, we get h dash into h intersection k by h dash into h intersection k dash is isomorphic to h intersection k by j. By symmetry, we get k dash into h intersection k by k dash into h dash intersection k is isomorphic to h intersection k by j. Hence, our result follows. Now, we prove if G is a group, then any two subnormal series of G have equivalent refinements. Consider two subnormal series G equal to H0 containing H1 and so on, and G equal to K0 containing K1 and so on. Insert the series Hi into Hi minus 1 intersection K0 containing Hi into Hi minus 1 intersection K1 and so on up to Hi into Hi minus 1 intersection Km between Hi minus 1 and Hi for every I equal to 1, 2 up to n. Thus, we get a refinement of the first series with Mn inclusion, not necessarily proper, which is a subnormal series by Jassenhaus lemma. Similarly, we get a refinement of the second series with Mn inclusions, which is a subnormal series. Also from the Jassenhaus lemma, it follows that hi into hi minus 1 intersection kj minus 1 by hi into hi minus 1 intersection kj is isomorphic to kj into kj minus 1 intersection hi minus 1 by kj into kj minus 1 intersection hi, and hence it follows that the two refinements are equivalent. Now we prove our main theorem, which states that any two composition series of a group are equivalent. Let G be a group and consider two composition series of G. Since by definition every composition series is a subnormal series, so these two composition series have refinements which are equivalent. But a composition series has no proper refinements, which already we have proved. Hence it follows that the two given composition series are equivalent. Though during the last two chapters our motivation was to characterize the converse of the Lagrange's theorem, still already we have characterized simplicity of groups of small order. Nilpotent groups and solvable groups are important ideas in characterizing the simple groups.